Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we will be covering these four topics of the Excel course that we have started recently. Firstly, we will cover relative versus absolute cell referencing. Then we will see how uh, named ranges works in Excel. Then how to modify named ranges and calculations regarding named ranges. So let's jump into the data. So we have sales data of a region, and you can understand as per the data column names. That is, first is sales id, then the date, then the region where the sales occurs, the salesperson who did the sales, the product that was sold, and the quantity in which the product was sold, and per unit price of the product. And the overall discount was given at a rate of 10%. Okay, so first of all we will learn what is relative referencing. So let's calculate the total price. That means, to calculate total price we have to multiply quantity with unit prices, right? So in this cell H4 we will write F4 multiplied with G4, and we will press enter. So 25 into 2 is 50, so the total price becomes 50. Now we will double click this square shaped green color box. So this is called the fill handle. If we double click this, so the full series gets filled up to the last row of the data. Let's name this as total amount and expand the size of the column. Now we need to calculate this discount on this total amount. So what we need to do, we want the discount amount. So we have to write equal to, then select this total amount that will be multiplied with this discount rate and press enter. Okay, so 10% of this 50 is 5. Now again double click on this small green square box to fill the data. Now double click on this, but you can see the values that are now coming are not correct, they are wrong. Why is this happening? So here comes the concept of relative and absolute cell referencing. Let's double click over here. See, here you have multiplied F4 with G4. In the next row you have multiplied F5 with G5. In the next row you have multiplied F6 with the G6. But here what it's done is, we have in the first row of the data H4 is multiplied with F1, that means the discount rate. But in the next we can see that H5 is multiplied with F2, but F2 is not the discount rate. So in the next also we can see that H6 is multiplied with the F3, so that is also not the discount rate. So the problem arises. How to fix that problem? So if we want to fix that problem, that means we have to fix this 10%. To fix this 10%, we will put a dollar before the column name and a dollar before the row name, because this F is the column name and 1 is the row name. So now press enter. Now again we will select this box and double click on this green small box. So now you can see that the values are correct. So this is the discount amount, and what it did now, in every cell you can see that it has only multiplied it with the discount rate. See, okay. So this is how we can solve this problem. Now let's get into much deeper idea. Now here it's consumers ABC is present in this data, and the electric unit consumed is in this data by consumer A is 120 units, by consumer B is 250 units, and by consumer C is 310 units. And the electric charges of different states are also given, like in one state it's rupees 5, in another state is rupees 7, another state is rupees 9. Now we want that if the consumer A is in the state where the electric charge is 5 and the unit is 120, what will be the value? Similarly for other boxes as well, for all these 9 boxes. Now we will press equal to, now we will press this C3 and we have to multiply it with rupees 5. So multiply and press this cell. Now put enter. So it's correct. Now what we will do, we will double click on this box. Okay, now we will drag by clicking on this box, but you can see the data are coming wrong. Why? Because while we are in this box, it's selecting 7 multiplied with this 600, but it should be 7 multiplied with this 120. It's not happening. Similarly, if we take this box, what is happening is multiplying 9 with this data, but it should multiply 9 with this 250. So how to fix this? To fix this, I will select this first and I will delete this. So here what should we have? We should have multiplied this into this. In this cell we should have this into this. In this cell we should have this into this. Over here we should have this into this. Over here we should have this into this. Over here we should have this into this. Now it's not a scalable process. So to make it a scalable process, let's see what is happening or the pattern, so that we can write a formula. Now over here you can see that everywhere this C is common. See, and in the now over here as well, see, the C is common, and here this 2 is common. So what are the things that we need to fix? We need to fix this C and this 2. To do so, first let me delete this. To do so, let's first of this formula. We have to put a dollar sign before C and a dollar sign before 2. Press enter. Now we will click this fill handle and we will drag it up to here. See, the data is correct. If you multiply this 9 with 310, it comes 2790. So this is how we can solve different referencing problems by understanding which cell to fix and which cell we should not fix. So our first agenda is done. Now moving on to the next agenda, that is the creating named ranges. So firstly I will show you. Let me hide these two cells. I have selected it, right click and hide. So I will name this column with the name unit price in Excel. So how should we do that? So we have selected this 25. Now Control Shift down arrow, I have selected the whole data, and now come to this name box, and over here we will type unit price, enter. So this full data is named as unit price. Now we will see another method of creating named range. We will again select Control Shift down arrow. We will go to this formulas part. Over here we will go to define ranges. Over here you can see its quantity and cell F4 to F153 is already selected. So we will press OK. So this is another way. Now the scalable way, now I will show you. Select, we have already created named ranges for quantity and unit price. So we will select these 5 columns, then Control Shift down, so the full data is selected. Now we will select create from selection, and we want this top rows only to be named as the named ranges. So I will unselect this and will press OK. Now here if we click on name manager, we can see all the named ranges that I have got. So now I will show you how to name this single data. So here it's 10%. We want to name this as discount. I will go back to the home tab, sorry, and in this name box I will make it as discount and press enter. So if we click on this cell, we will see that this name is coming discount. Now I don't want to show any data on this Excel, but I want to store it as named range. So how to do that? Come to define range. Suppose over here the GST rate is 2%, so I will write GST over here, and I don't want to select any cell, just I will write 2% in this reference and press OK. Now again come to this name manager. See, this GST is over here and this discount is also over here. Okay, so this is how, these are the process we can create named ranges. So our second agenda is also done. Now we will move to our third agenda, that is modifying the named ranges. So in this data, if we go back to this formula tab and in the named range, suppose I want to rename this unit price, so I will select this, I will press edit, and I want to put a hyphen over here, unit underscore price. So I have modified this. Suppose I want to modify this data inside salesperson name, so I have selected the salesperson name and I will press edit. So this part, if we modify, we can modify the data up to which we want to select. Okay, but I have selected it correctly, so I am not changing, just I have shown from where we have to change. Okay, now suppose I want to delete certain named ranges because those are not required for my data. Suppose this sales ID, I do not want this as a named range, so I will select this and I will delete it and I will press OK. See, sales ID is no more. Now I do not want this date to be as named range, so I have selected it, I will press delete and then OK and close. So this is how we can modify our named range. So our third agenda of today is also completed. Now let's come to the last and the final agenda. Now we will show how we can do calculations using named range and how it solves that problem of relative cell referencing. Okay. Now similarly again we want to calculate the total amount, so we will press equal to. Now what we will do, we will write quantity. See, it already came. Why it came? Because we have created named range of this quantity data. Now press tab, press multiplication sign. Now I will type unit price. See, unit price also came because this is created as named range. Now I will again press tab. Now I will press enter. See, now we do not require to drag this or double select on this green small box. It's already filled, the full data is already filled, so we will rename it as total amount and I will expand this column. Now I want to create or calculate this discount. Okay, what I will do, I will press equal to, I will select this and into. Now I will not select this, I will directly write discount because I have got a named range in this name discount. Press tab and press enter. Now I have to double click on this small square box, so you can see discount is calculated and there is no error. So if we select this, you can see that we have multiplied this with 10%. Now let's move to next cell just to check it. We have multiplied this 100 with this 10%. So what named range actually does is it makes the data readable or understandable, or the makes us easy to understand the formulas that are written. See, if we select double click over here, see, we can understand directly that with what we have multiplied what. Okay, the formula we can understand directly. Now I will show you we have created the GST. Now we will calculate GST, and we will show you that we have not got this data GST rate in this data set, but we can calculate that. We will press equal to, on this total amount we will calculate GST, then multiply it by GST. Now press tab, enter. See, the 2% that we have taken as GST is calculated on this total amount. Let's name it as GST. So our final agenda is also completed. So today's video, we have completed all the agendas, and please subscribe to my channel and follow, so that the upcoming videos you can get. And thanks for watching this video.